Hi, I'm Rish. I'm a freelance director of photography, photographer and editor, and I specialise in commercial, products, fashion and beauty and corporate. Little bit of a backstory. I never wanted to do this. Never really saw myself being in this creative industry. Growing up during high school, I always saw myself being a physiotherapist, and I don't know how and why I've ended up here, but I have. I remember it so clearly. I genuinely remember going into my parents' room whilst I was writing down my college subjects that I wanted to pick when I was in high school, and I remember having all science subjects written down for physiotherapy. I remember Mum and Dad saying, "Rish, why don't you have a look at being a photographer?" And I was like, how can anyone make a career out of photography? How wrong was I? Genuinely, how wrong was I? I'd done my research. I realised physiotherapy wasn't actually for me and that I am actually a creative. I went from ditching all the science subjects and I went photography, media studies, graphic design and English language. Studying photography taught me a lot at college, yeah, but picking up my dad's Nikon D5000 back then and learning how to use it in full manual mode just from learning from YouTube, learning how to use off-camera flash just from YouTube, buying, I think it was Yongnuo lights, Yongnuo triggers, all those little bits and bobs, but it got me into it. Learning all of that really taught me how much I can do and how creative I can be with photography. So I became that young budding photographer of the family. I was taking pictures at family do's, family anything, asking mum and dad, can I take pictures of you? You know, that classic thing of just wanting to do so much when you found that passion, when you found that something that lights you up a little bit. You just want to do more and more of it. And then I reached out to a family friend. He's a professional wedding photographer. He gave me so much experience. He gave me so much knowledge. And this was all at college. I must have been 17, 18 at the time, and I was just absorbing like a sponge. I was taking it all in as much as I could, trying this, trying that. I was really putting my all into this, and without knowing, I was putting my all into something that was going to end up to be my career. So once I'd finished college, I had that period where I was like, do I go to university? Do I get an apprenticeship? Do I get an internship? Do I pay $9 grand a year to say that I can take a picture? Or do I go get an apprenticeship where I can get a hell of a lot more experience on set, learn the ropes and everything like that, and also get paid out of it as well? So I got an apprenticeship. I found a company in central London who wanted to take me on. My role there was a videographer and editor apprentice. The team when I first joined was only made of 3 or 4 people, but it meant that so much more responsibility was passed on to me. It meant that I had to do a lot more. I had to learn a lot more and I had to learn quickly. And I am quite a fast learner, which worked out for the best. The apprenticeship itself was quite short. It was only a year long, but it meant I could get all this rookie learning done in 1 year and then stay on for an extra 3.5 to 4 years, which means I was there for about 4.5 to 5 years in total. So I did become part of the furniture, but it meant I could really hone in my skills, where I want to be, what career I want to take. And even though my photography took a bit of a back seat, it meant that I found a whole new love for filmmaking, for being a DP, for being an editor and all of these different things that I never really knew of. But then it happened. I reached my peak. I felt capped. I felt like I couldn't grow anymore, and that's what I wanted to do, because I'm still early on in my career. I wanted to grow and grow and grow, and I had this limiter over me. I wanted to go down this route and they wanted to go down that route, and that's when I knew I need to get out. I had my notice in July 2019 and I was 22 at the time. Currently 24 years old in January 2021, and I love it. I love my job. It's just so much freedom. It's so different. It changes day to day. And you know, one day I could be filming a campaign video for this. One day I could be shooting this. I could be doing stills. I could be doing photography. I could be doing editing or retouching. The next day I could be doing agency work. Getty, for example, I work with Getty a lot, and they bring me in for their assignment work. So they say, Rish, here's your creative brief. We have a chat, we have a meeting and all of that stuff. But majority of the time, the creativity is down to me, and that's what's important for me. But that's it. That's pretty much my career so far, from where I started studying photography when I was college in about 2012, 2013, getting my apprenticeship in 2014, and currently where I am right now after 1.5 years of freelancing in January 2021. And now I want to give you the reason why I want to start YouTube. I want to just try something different. I've never done this in front of a camera. I'm usually on the other side of the camera, and that's why it's taken about 57 takes to try and do this one line. My career is growing in a way where I want to document it, and I want to be able to see it in 5 years time, in 10 years time, and be like, wow, that's what I was doing back then. And I also feel like there's a gap in YouTube. There's not enough Indian creatives or even Asian creatives as a whole filming and documenting themselves in the creative industry. We do this day in, day out, and there's not many people documenting it and showing how to do things sometimes. And as well as showing myself in 5 years time, I might be able to help someone random out there. I've got other plans for other videos that I want to film. For example, I want to show how I rig up my C200. I want to show how I rig up my Canon R5 for photo and video on the same day. I want to show so many different things, and one of the main videos I want to film this year is my studio build. I'm building a studio and I cannot wait for it. My brother is helping me, or I should definitely say I'm helping my brother, considering I'm an idiot with tools and stuff. So he's going to be helping, well, he's going to be doing it. I'm just going to be watching there and kind of probably just filming him doing it. It will be fun. I'm looking forward to it, and it will be a great start to this new year after such a weird and strange year last year.